How marketing reprogrammed. What you think you need. Look, I want you to think about the last thing you bought that you didn't plan to buy. Maybe it was scrolling through Instagram at 11 p.m. and you saw an ad for these revolutionary ice cube trays that somehow make better ice. Or you walked into Target for laundry detergent and walked out with $140 worth of stuff you didn't know you needed until you saw it. Here's the thing, that wasn't an accident. That wasn't you being impulsive or weak-willed. That was a $100 billion industry doing exactly what it was designed to do. Convince you that the life you have isn't quite good enough. My name is Win, and I spend way too much time thinking about how companies have fundamentally rewired our brains to confuse wants with needs. If you're someone who feels like you're making decent money but somehow can't get ahead, or you keep buying things that were supposed to make you happy but just end up in a closet 3 months later, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. So here's what most people don't realize. The average American sees between 4,000 and 10,000 advertisements per day, 4,000 to 10,000. Think about that for a second. Before you've even finished your morning coffee, you've probably seen 50 ads. Your weather app, ads. The podcast you're listening to, sponsored. That organic post from your favorite influencer showing their morning routine? Yeah, those skincare products didn't just happen to be there. But here's where it gets really interesting. It's not just the volume of ad sets, what they've done to our definition of normal. Let me show you what I mean with some actual math, because the numbers here are genuinely insane. In 1950, the average American home was 983 square feet. Today, it's 2,480 square feet. We've more than doubled the size of our houses. Now, you might be thinking, well, Win, families were bigger back then. Nope. The average household size has actually gone down from 3.4 people to 2.5 people. We have fewer people living in houses that are 2.5 times bigger. So, what's filling all that space? Stuff. The average American household now contains roughly 300,000 items. 300,000 things. The self-storage industry in the United States is worth $39.5 billion. We have so much stuff that we're paying $1,500 a year on average to store the stuff that doesn't fit in our bigger houses. Here's the thing that really gets me. We didn't wake up one day and decide we needed all this. Marketing systematically moved the goalpost on what constitutes a normal life. Let me give you a perfect example of this. Coffee. Just regular coffee. 20 years ago, if you wanted coffee, you made it at home for about 25 cents a cup. Or you grabbed diner coffee for $1. That was the baseline. Then Starbucks came along and did something brilliant from a business perspective and devastating from a personal finance perspective. They introduced the idea of premium everyday items. Now look, I'm not here to tell you that you can't ever buy a latte, but let's do the actual math on what this shift cost us. The average American who buys coffee out spends around $100 per year on it. That's not an outlier. That's from a 2020 study by Acorns and CNBC. But here's what marketing convinced us, that this isn't a luxury expense, it's just what coffee costs now. It's treating yourself, it's self-care. They took a commodity that cost $0.25 and turned it into a $6 experience and convinced an entire generation that this is just normal. But the coffee thing? That's just the gateway drug. This is where it gets really interesting, because the coffee model was just teaching us something, to accept higher prices for everyday things. The next evolution was way more insidious, subscriptions. The average American now pays for 12 different subscription services. The average monthly cost, $223. That's $3,276 per year on subscriptions. Now, here's what's crazy. When researchers asked people how much they thought they were spending on subscriptions, the average guess was $86 per month. We're off by more than 3x on our own spending. And this was the genius move by marketing. They took one-time purchases and turned them into forever purchases. You used to buy software once. Now it's $10 a month forever. You used to buy music. Now it's $11 a month forever. You used to just have razors. Now there's a subscription box that delivers them to your door for $15 a month, because apparently going to the store once every 3 months was too much friction. But here's the thing that really bothers me. Each one individually seems reasonable, right? What's $10 a month? It's nothing. 2 lattes. Except you're not making that decision once you're making it 12 times, 15 times, 20 times. And each company has done the math to price it at exactly the point where you won't cancel it, even if you barely use it. Now you might be thinking, okay, Win, but I'm aware of this stuff. I'm not just mindlessly buying things. And look, I get it, but this is where marketing got really, really sophisticated. They stopped selling products and started selling identity. Let me explain what I mean. You don't buy Lululemon leggings because they're functionally better than the $20 ones from Target. Multiple blind tests have shown people can't tell the difference. You buy them because you're someone who prioritizes wellness. You don't buy the $200 iPhone Pro Max because you need the features. You buy it because you're someone who values quality, or you're creative, or you're successful enough to have the newest thing. Apple is the masterclass in this. They've convinced people that buying their products is a statement about who you are as a person. And here's the insane part: it works so well that people will literally go into debt to maintain that identity. The average American has $6,270 in credit card debt. And according to a study by Bankrate, 73% of Americans die in debt. But we're not going into debt for emergencies. The majority of credit card debt is for discretionary purchases. We're going into debt for identity. Here's what most people don't realize about how this all accelerated. Social media turned marketing from something that happened to you into something that happens around you constantly. Your coworker posts about their Peloton. Your friend shares their new kitchen renovation. Someone you went to high school with is on vacation in Bali. And each one of these isn't an ad, technically, but it's doing the same thing. It's showing you a version of normal that's just slightly better than what you have. Instagram and TikTok figured out that user-generated content is more powerful than traditional advertising because we trust it more. So now we're in this cycle where everyone is both the consumer and the advertiser. You buy something to signal your identity, you post about it, which makes other people want it, which makes you want the next thing to stay ahead. This is costing us a fortune. According to a 2023 study, 57% of millennials have made a purchase they couldn't afford because of what they saw on social media. Let me say that again: couldn't afford. Not it was a stretch, literally could not afford it. Here's where this gets kind of dark. Marketing has gotten so good that they can create problems you didn't know you had just so they can sell you the solution. Think about wrinkle-free shirts. Did anyone wake up in 1995 thinking, man, I really need my shirts to resist wrinkles more? No, but marketing identified a minor inconvenience, amplified it into a problem, and then sold us the solution at a premium price. Same with anti-aging skincare for people in their 20s. Same with performance athletic wear for people who work out twice a month. Same with smart. Everything. Does your trash can need to be smart? Does your water bottle need Bluetooth? They found the formula. Take something normal, add premium smart optimized performance, charge 3-5x more, and position it as what successful, smart, health-conscious people use. And here's the thing. I'm not saying innovation is bad, but we need to be honest about what's happening. The question isn't, is this better than the alternative? The question is this $80 better than the $20 version? And what else could I do with that $60? Let's do some real math here, because this is where it gets absolutely wild. Let's say you're someone making $60,000 a year. That's roughly the median household income in the US. After taxes, you're taking home about $45,000 or $3,150 a month. Now let's add up what we talked about. Coffee, $92 a month. Subscriptions we actually tracked, $273 a month. The premium versions of regular items, groceries, clothes, household stuff, conservatively $200 more per month than the basic versions. Impulse purchases from social media targeted ads. Studies show about $150 a month on average. That's $715 a month or $8,180 per year. On a $60,000 salary, that's 14.3% of your gross income going to things that marketing convinced you were normal. But here's what really bothers me, that $8,580 per year, if invested from age 25 to 65 at a conservative 7% return, would grow to $1,847,000, $1.8 million. That's not a typo. You're not broke because you're bad with money. You're broke because you've been systematically programmed to think that these expenses are just what life costs now. So how do we fix this? Because look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to never buy anything you enjoy. That's not realistic, and it's not the point. The point is to reprogram yourself to see marketing for what it is. A system designed to separate you from your money by making you feel like what you have isn't enough. Here's what I want you to do. First, the 48-hour rule. Anything over $50 that isn't a planned purchase, you wait 48 hours. I don't care how good the sale is. I don't care if it's only today. If it's actually a good deal, it'll either still be there in 48 hours or it'll go on sale again. What you'll find is that about 70% of the time, you won't even remember what you were going to buy. Second, track your subscriptions right now. Pull up your bank statement and credit cards. Write down every single recurring charge. Then ask yourself, if this didn't exist and someone offered it to me today, would I sign up? Cancel everything that's not an absolute yes. Third, and this is the big one, before buying anything, ask yourself what you're actually buying. Are you buying a product or are you buying an identity? Are you buying a solution to a real problem or a solution to a problem that an ad created? If someone gave you $100 cash right now, would you spend it on this or would you rather have the $100? Look, here's the thing. Marketing isn't going away. It's only going to get more sophisticated. AI is going to make it even more personalized, even more targeted, even better at finding your specific psychological triggers. But once you see it for what it is, you can't unsee it. Every ad becomes this transparent attempt to make you feel inadequate. Every limited time offer becomes obvious manufactured urgency. Every influencer post becomes a commercial. And when you stop spending money on things that marketing convinced you that you needed, something incredible happens. You actually have money for the things you actually need and want. You can build an emergency fund. You can invest. You can work less because you need less. You can make career choices based on what you want to do, not just what pays enough to maintain the lifestyle that Instagram told you was normal. The game is rigged, but only if you keep playing by their rules. Thanks for watching. If this changed how you think about your spending, hit that subscribe button because I make videos breaking down the financial systems that are designed to keep you broke. And leave a comment letting me know which subscription you're canceling first. I'll see you in the next one.